Hello, dear soul. How is it going with your boundaries? So, today I'm going to share the second Rising Phoenix story with you. And if you haven't been with me on the first one, these are stories that I'm going to share with you about my personal life experience and how I have been going through some contractions in my life, and after that, some expansion on what I really came to learn from it from a higher perspective, how I shifted my perspective out of what was my original perspective. So we're gonna talk about boundaries, and the fun thing is that I'm not really a fan of the word boundaries in itself, because I see it a bit differently, which I'm also going to share with you. I see it more as energetic alignment with our true wishes and desires of how we want to experience things, and as long as we are not allowing ourselves to be fully aligned with that, fully aligned with our own truth, then we will create this experience where we need to set a strong boundary in our outer world. So as long as we are not in alignment with who we are truly here to be, we will have these experiences, and there is no judgment around this at all, because we're all having that. That's why we came. We want the growth as a soul. So, but I'm just gonna go into my own experience, because I believe that's what's exciting for you to hear about. So when I was in my 20s, I was not awakened at all. And I had this very significant relationship. It was not a romantic relationship, but I had this relationship that I had for many years, and we were really close. But that was also an unhealthy relationship for me in a way. It was not aligned to my highest path, in the sense that we were carrying it out, or how we were experiencing it and choosing. It was not really aligned to my true desires of what the relationship should be in my world. And there was a time in that relationship where I really felt this strongly. I felt that it was no longer healthy for me to stay there. I could not manage to balance myself in the relationship, so I was taking some distance. And the other person was strongly disagreeing with that decision and pushing against it, wanted to draw me back into that relationship. And I kept refusing, because I could not manage the relationship and stay in balance. And as I shared in the past video, I had a really intense experience in my mid-20s about around losing a friend, and that really caused it to be very, very important for me to stay in alignment as much as I could with my own balance, and really just let things fall away or push away the things that would not help me to stay grounded and focused as much as I could, because I was kind of a wreck at that time. So other things would really I felt it would make me fall, and I really just needed that sense of peace inside. So what I wanted to say with that was, actually, that we often experience at those times where we are like having a lot of intensity in our life. These things can come up and show us like they're as mirrors, like they no longer serve our highest good, and it can become really intense, those relationship, whether it with your body, with friends, with humans, or with money or something else. It can come up and show their faces and be like, this is the time to really shift and change and let go of the old way you experience it. So what happened after that experience, I was really having my boundaries and pushing the other person away. But what happened was, I didn't really believe that I was worthy of doing so. So this relationship kept like haunting me on the inside. It kept showing up in my thoughts, and this feeling that I had to defend myself, and also that I really had to like point out all the things the other person was doing wrong, how awful the other person had treated me, and things like that, because I did not really believe that I was worthy of just saying it's not aligned to me anymore, or just choosing it on the inside and just following that energy there. So when I met people after that were asking me around that relationship, I would like be very emotional, coming with all these like, this is the reason why, and listing all the things the other person did wrong. And really, there was nothing wrong. We had two different perspectives, and that was okay. That was actually what we were meant to have. but I didn't know that at that time. I thought we were there to agree on one perspective, and that was what we were going to live, both of us. But really to understand that we could live two different perspectives, and both of them were really valuable. And also a word that has come up strongly for me in this time is codependency. I had one in our community suggesting it for a monthly theme video, and after that I've just been seeing it everywhere. And that was also really strong. You could say that was really strong in that relationship too, because it was, you need to be okay with my decision in order for me to be okay with my decision. And that is not true at all. So my shift came when, after a while, I can say I was letting it go more and more, but still there was a lot of emotions tied to my decision, and also wanting to be either a victim to avoid being a villain. So I'm sure many can recognize this, that you're fighting for that victim position because that somehow feels easier than being the villain. And then you're just like, okay, you're fighting for a position you actually don't want to, because it's making you really powerless creator. And actually the opposite of creator. You will recreate that experience again and again, and it feels quite awful in the body to be a victim, and so to be a villain. But you can align to a completely different truth than that, and that was what I did after my awakening. It took me some years. I didn't think so much about the relationship anymore. It's really a long time ago now. I have had it repeated back then in several other relationships. And that is what we often do. We play it out with several different people until we're ready to really let it go. But when I started really working with spirituality and my own awakening and energy, I came to realize it was not about boundaries or the other person doing things wrong. It was about me coming into realization that I can choose where I want to direct my energy. And that was actually the bottom line. That was actually the only thing that was happening there. I was in my mastery and being trained to really come back into my power. And my power is not what we sometimes think it is. The power to say no, have boundaries, be like, I want this and that. Our power is to maintain the love for ourselves no matter what happens outside of us. Our power is to be gentle and soft with ourselves, no matter how others treat us. So really staying aligned to my power would be to say, I see you, I see what you need, and I'm going to give that to you. Basically that. And feel that I'm worthy of receiving it. So that's also my power, to feel worthy, to stay in that worthiness of whatever I choose for my experience. So that is actually really exciting, and I would love to share this perspective with you. If you want to, you can choose to align with that too. Maybe you're already there and feel that is a truth in your body and your experience already, that all these games we're playing where we feel we cannot be ourselves, someone else wants something from us that we don't want to give to them, or we want others to be different, or want them to agree with us so we can feel good. It's all about allowing our own energy inside of us to serve us and flow how we want it to flow. So why is it, for example, if you think about a situation, why is it you want this person to do something else than they're doing? What is it you want to gain from that? And if it's for you to feel peace, or if it's for you to feel love, or it's for you to feel rich, or for you to feel satiated, then instead of using your energy on trying to make someone else do something, go within and just create that emotion inside of you and say, now I feel satiated. And find that emotion inside of you, because they're all there already. We are all things already. And that's what they often mean, our guides, when they say that. We have it inside of us. So find that emotion and just fill yourself up with it. And then you have the power right there in you. Power to just feel that. You don't have to have someone else doing something. And yes, there are times where we will say no, and we will place a physical boundary and just see it as fun and as a part of the experience would really help us. A part of the play will really help us to just open this. A key is like a lock, key in a lock, to open it to a greater experience. Okay, I could talk forever about this. I find it really, really exciting. I love these dynamics. But I will end the video here, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day. Bye for now.